50 cents in someone's hat bagging money. But he loaded coal with one arm, and the only reason I'm not loading coal today, he loaded more coal than I did, and I quit. But here's the way he did. He put his shovel right under here. His shovel fit right under here. And his arm went to work like... And you talk about loading coal, that man loaded coal. But that's the truth if I ever told it. And I quit loading coal. I loaded coal with him 3 days, and he loaded more coal than I did every 3 days. The 3 days I worked with him, loaded more coal than I did. And I drove it. We're going back to the Cas Walker way of doing business. We're going to be buying everything as cheap as we can, sell it as cheap as we can, and to hell with everybody else. We're not going to be spending no money on nobody but Cas Walker's business. Now, if you know of anything they've got us beat on, tell us about it, and I'll send one woman and check it. Then I'll cut my price down. I've always said we either beat them or meet them, and we are still going to do that. But I'm not going to check and try to be under them or try to be over them. If you don't want my prices, don't trade with me. And if you're not a regular Cas Walker customer, don't come anyhow. If you expect us cash, you want a bad check for you or a check and we don't know you. I don't want nobody but regular customers that we cash checks for I haven't got time to run down all the history about you. Go to the bank if they'll cash it for you. Go to the bank if they'll cash it for you, or go where you trade. I've got all the business I can take care of at cashing checks. For God's sakes, don't come to my store if you don't know the store manager or the night manager or someone. And I've got one night manager you won't know after the night. Say, we got some kind words for you people that shop at the Cas Walker supermarket. We've got our parking lots covered with security now. And we got some unkind words for you thieves. You that come in, we're going to have them whoop hell out of you and swear that you jumped on them. That's the truth. The thieves that come in, we're going to whoop hell out of you and prove that you jumped on them. The ones in the parking lot, we're going to keep a good security guard out there so a man's wife can get in the store and out without having her pocketbook tucked away from her. Then and anybody don't like that, anybody's invited to jump on me. I'm not afraid of any bastards. But we got people that stealing our women's pocketbooks, stealing in the store. I laid around the store all day yesterday, lay around all half the night tonight. I'm so far ahead of myself, I thought it was Wednesday a minute ago. But anyhow, remember, you can go to a Cas Walker supermarket and not take no chance of having your pocketbook taken away from you or having someone running up to your car to try to make a date with you or something or other. But you thieves that come inside, we hope we've got it worked out where we're going to whip hell out of you and not put you in jail. For you can't put you in jail, they'll just put you in jail 10 days. We can work you up where you'll stay in the hospital 10 days. Now stay off of the parking lot altogether. Don't come in the store. There's somebody to jump on you if you come in the store. They're allowed to beat hell out of you. And if they do, we'll swear and be damned that you jumped on them. So stay out of the store over there. They'd like to run me out of business, and I have run them out of business. They won't be there. Now, he's a good store manager, but he runs with a good crowd. Now, this one runs with a different crowd altogether. This one runs with a good crowd altogether. That may have been a good crowd he was running with. But Ed Reno is our store manager. There's security in the parking lot. There's security in the store. Your wife won't have her pocketbook tucked away from her coming to the store. I'm sorry I can't put security in Montgomery Village, but I'm not over Montgomery Village. So let's have some picking and singing. Jimmy Hold, Jimmy Hold. Say, by the way, don't we go to a commercial? I guess I forgot where you're at. The people in West Haven, in Montgomery Village, didn't like what I said about him. Tell them I go over there 2 and 3 times a day, and they can get me to go into the parking lot. But I've got security in the parking lot so that our women can get in the store without having their pocketbooks tucked away. We got security in the store because so my merchandise won't get away. And if one in the store gets caught, he's sure to get the hell beat out of him. And we'll prove beyond any shadow of a doubt he jumped on them. Now that we'd like to remind you, if you're not already a Cas Walker customer, we want you to meet me at the Cas Walker Cumberland Supermarket this coming Friday. I'll be there at 2 o'clock. Well, good morning. I just like to have been late before I come out Broadway to see if that dog froze to that water plug the other morning, if he was still there, but he's loose. But there's 4 females hanging around there with him. But he's okay today. And the old woman the other day, I'm getting smarter every day I listen to television. On this abortion, that woman having so many abortions, she talked in on that talk show and said they was having too much motel fever. But I don't know anything about it myself. I'm dumb. But anyhow, I want 2 truck drivers. If they can't load a truck, they can't unload a truck, can't drive a truck, can't stay sober, I don't want them. Well, here we are back again, and this is supposed to be Monday morning when this is supposed to be taped, but I done so many things yesterday. I believe this is about the middle of the week. Now then, let's have the finest group of entertainers I think there are living. We've got Mr. Thrasher standing here by me, and he's going to show you some Thrasher's Roastmaster. And a bug crawls over it 2 weeks after he puts it down. He's a dead bug. It may take him 4 days to die, but I guarantee you he'll die. Or if you put it on him today, he crawls over it, he'll die in 4 days. He'll die in 2 days. But he's done all of his recreation is cut out today. It gets into it. It's all children. We don't have time to dress no women. We just stayed out of women business altogether. I put on a woman's show one time and sold $17.95 dresses for $3.95. And they were women hid from behind every display we had of changing clothes. And I don't believe in that. If I got to go through that, I'll go to KH1. Now, anybody else in around here that hasn't ever been to KH1, you sure missed something. It looks more like to me a bunch of female hounds that's expecting a boyfriend than anything I ever seen. And the men will be there too. We don't worry about these little mamas clothing, these little man clothing. It's these big mama clothing, big papa clothing. And we sell them too. I guarantee we sell them. Don't nobody be dumb enough to put in that kind of stuff. Don't nobody be dumb enough to put in that old slow-moving stuff. Just tell them all go to Cas Walker's. Anybody have it, he will. For he don't know any better. Now then, we have a fellow here that got imported here a while back. We sent him to the old country and was sent him with a one-way ticket, but damn, they didn't send him back. Say, that old boy does a good job. He played on the big radio stations all over the country, and we're glad to have him with us. He been playing up at Gatlinburg on a kind of a vacation and on a tour like. Whereabouts up at Gatlinburg have you been playing?
War Bonnet.
Where?
Restaurant. War Bonnet Restaurant.
What's the name of it?
War Bonnet Restaurant.
War
Bonnet Restaurant.
War Bank Restaurant.
War Bonnet.
War Bonnet Restaurant.
That's right.
I don't hear too good, but I hear a hell of a lot more than I ought to. But we got all kinds of women's heavy clothing. Now we've got, if a woman ain't got a whole lot of money, we've got some nice dresses you'd pay $29.95, $59.95. I don't guess any of them would be over $19.95 or $17.95. But anyhow, women want to go to a room that's got a pink room. I'm going to make you a pink room out there next month. And you can go to a pink room and try on those high-priced clothing. But honest to goodness, we're going to have to sell it out cheap and sell it for the state's going to take it to make a cloverleaf in there. How in the hell they going to make a cloverleaf there? I don't know. They got more now than you get on or off of. But they're going to make another cloverleaf and going to take our salvage store. And they're just ruining me if they don't pay me $500,000 for it. But anyhow, they'll be trying to buy for $200,000, something like that. So let's have, and by the way, let me remind you again that we need two good truck drivers. Must be sober. One of them would be a long-haul driver, and he'll have a brand-new truck, and he'll be driving out of town. The one I got's a good one, but he don't want to drive for me for some reason or other. The other one we got's a good one, but he don't want to quit. He don't want to have his whiskers shaved off or to quit drinking either one. I don't want nobody with whiskers, long hair, or nobody that blows whiskey in my face. Now, this young man is up on the program here a minute ago. He does not drink. I'm not mad at nobody that drink. I just wish they wouldn't. And someone said they heard me cussing on television. Nobody heard me cussing. I have never used God's name in vain half a dozen times in my life. And that was one time on the television here. And I had a right to use it, for I got about all of my bottom teeth knocked out. But I started me up as a cheap Western shoe shop after she did it. But let's go on into more than that. We may talk too damn much. That's the trouble with me. I talk too much. I tell more than I ought to tell. Now then, let's have Red Rector that we just got back from overseas. Sent him over there to stay, and they paid his way and sent him back. Said, keep him. Hey, by the way, every good thing has to come to an end. We'll see you at the Cas Walker supermarkets. Say, you know, we've started to singing love songs again, for we're all in love. And you know they've got a love center up at the White Pine. It's some church group, and they say they take care of the poor. I don't know what they do. I wish they'd help me some, for I'm poor. I have to work like a dog. And the only thing we've got wrong, I have never seen one store that had got a telephone business in Cumberland, Kentucky. They call about everything. We ain't got no business of talking on the telephone. Our help ain't got no business. Our customers ought to come and see instead of calling. For goodness sakes, leave the telephone alone and come to the store. If you got to see your boyfriend, come to the store. If you got to see me, meet me up there this week from this coming Friday. So we've got everything just handled just exactly for you, but for God's sakes, quit using the telephone so much at Cumberland, Kentucky. I bet you they've never been to Hanging Limb, Tennessee. Hanging Limb, Tennessee, believe it or not, there's an old man hung over. The tree still hangs there. The post office, it's about 6 miles out of Bonor, Tennessee, and I've coon hunted there a lot of times. And the name of the little town in the post office is named Hanging Limb. And again, I want you sure enough to read land. What's that woman's name in the journal? Ann Landers. Boy, I tell you, she's been having some good business. She knows what she's talking about somehow or another. But who in the world would read Ann Landers? But you'd be surprised what people do. Now, who'd think I read her all the time to see how crazy people get. Say, let's have some picking and singing.
Blaze Cortez with her 5-string banjo from Rockford, Tennessee. Red Rector says he reads Ann Landers, Mr. Walker, every day. Watches Phil Donahue and reads Ann Landers. Do you read Ann Landers?
No, I read her twin sister, Dear Abby.
Dear
I read it the other morning, and somebody wrote in.
Worse.
Said their 92-year-old grandpa married a girl 21.
Really?
Said he didn't want to, he had to.
Get out of my house. After that, we better have a banjo too.
Well, I'm going to do a hymn. Lord, I'm coming home, and I'm going to sing one verse lead, and I want you all to sing, and then I'm going to read the lead one, and I'm going to sing harmony with you.
Fine.
Ah.